Hi everyone, Devarshan FX. In this video, I'll make technical analysis for 21st of April. It's tomorrow, starting the euro dollar. The pair moved as I was expecting from here. One of the moves up on top of this level and then come back and now sits above my other level. I did not have any entry points, didn't have any trades today. Just as I was saying, I'm still waiting for possibility of the pair sitting in the area before the news on Thursday. So I'm expecting still at this moment, I didn't want to place the orders, but quite possible if the pair from here would go and start to give a bit of a now movement up of this movement, and possibly I will place my pending order buy from here and sell, because I would expect possibly from here pair to finally go up and break one of the tops or go down and smash the bottoms. Except once again, for such a movement, I would rather to see it doing on Thursday, and tomorrow it could be just a little bit of breakups or breakdown. I mean, I don't exclude that it might continue the way down slowly and sit and wait for those news. But still, my first possibility would be it would stay in here and maybe the whole day it might just sit a little bit more. So depends. During Asian session, you see it might just have a little bit of sitting in here, then maybe going a little bit up, and then slowly sits in here again and move somewhere else. But anyway, let's see if it will try to do something like that. And these days pairs don't react on the news and might make movements way before it. So let's see, wait and see where that movement will go. At this moment, I'm not going to place any orders. Pound dollar made a perfect move. Exactly, I placed the orders where I was telling you. You see, it was moving, slightly moved up before the news event. So here it is, pending on the buy, pending on the sell. So I got this sell trade. So right now, it was one of the expectations. Remember, I told you we had 140, which I was hoping it will start to break out, but like I'm saying, it doesn't matter whether it will break or will try to go back as a correction of the movement it's made before. It was a very sharp move, which I told you about. The news were not that bad actually for pound, but still it didn't react and didn't continue the way up. Like I'm saying, maybe decided to have a correction a bit, and tomorrow will be some more bunch of news, and maybe it will continue the way up tomorrow based on the good news. Bear in mind there will be two types of news, some at 8 o'clock a.m. For me, Gibraltar time, and the other ones at 12:30, which will be a Bank of England commentary. So um, you check calendar, the time you have. I will be placing again the same pending orders buy and sell. Once again, it will be wherever it will be before the market in a European session, the news. You see, if it will sit here, except I think during Asian session it might continue a little bit go down or maybe a little bit correct and higher. So that's why these levels I can't place right now, just like it was yesterday. I would have to correct them after the Asian session. So that's why I'm not using them right now, not activating, but you understand the idea. To place wherever it moves a little bit of the area, and I will be placing the orders both directions. So technically looking at this moment, I would say still this could be a bit of a correction, and tomorrow it might try to go back and storm that the 40th level and actually try to break out even higher. If the news are not going to be fantastic, then quite possibly it might go down more further, then have a bit of a correction here, and finally break out and go even further down. It just a bit of thoughts of the possibilities that can happen, right? So at this moment still, I don't apply that until it will break down and start to sit lower 39. It's still above 39, the previous top. Okay. The only bad it didn't break 140. So if it would break it and started to sit above it, then I would be more towards going up. But it didn't break it. So, but at the same time, you see it's still above the 139. So that's why I'm still looking at it as a bullish for pound. Okay, so but like I'm saying, with the orders I'm going to place, it doesn't really matter which way it will go, up or down. as long as it goes, and I think it's going to have a nice move. That's why I'm not worried if I will get into a bad trade, because I'll be using my recovery system. And so if it will be a bad trade, then it will turn around and get me out of the wait quite fast, because it will be a good move. So yeah, that's, you understand the idea, waiting for tomorrow before the news event. Dollar Canadian, look at this. So a good move. I got this buy, and so I'm explaining to you once again. You see, when it was yesterday, I told you that I don't want to place any orders because it could have been stopped by the previous level, could have go to this one. I wanted it to be more into this area, right? Closer, of course, to that narrow. But look, it's actually happened. You see, it's fall, fell down, had a bit of a consolidation above the previous top, and then came back in my area right underneath the level. So that's why I placed the pending order buy, and it's worked out quite well. So it broke, and also oil went down, right? So there was a move, and that's why I'm saying to you guys, keep an eye on oil and see where it's going. So one of the expectation was a breakout, even though yes, it is a downtrend channel, but when we are getting closer to one another level, so we're expecting breakouts. So now, of course, it's back into our previous flat channel where it was, except yes, it still looks a bit more like a possible bullish flag, which I told you about. So pretty much here, quite possibly I would have waited for a bit of correction, right? So if it go correction, not breaking further, and then turning around, I would be expecting it finally breaking out this level, okay? So, but at this moment, and it's also, you see, filled in this um, week. So at this moment, I would wait for that possible correction, right? So maybe it will give me like a little bit of a bullish flag for a next possibility of breakout. Maybe it will actually try to break a little bit and sit on top of this level. So if it's more horizontal, then it would be more towards placing orders both directions, because it might just continue more the way up, or of course break it down and go for correction, quite a nice one of that jump, right? So if it's going to give a little bit more like a bullish flag, then of course it will be more towards continuation of the movement. So that's why at this moment we just need to wait for next where it's going to sit to consolidate, what it's going to give us. But nothing else, so just a waiting time for that. Dollar yen didn't have any trades, and once again the pair moved as expected. So I moved a little bit of the levels right now, using these stops and a little bit of those stops, and looking at possible next movements. Look, it's jumped up a little bit. That's why I didn't want to place the buy order here, because I was expecting it could possibly just go a little bit up there and then come back. So now it's also started to consolidate, well, about in the same area as the previous bottom, slightly maybe above. So from here, I'm expecting, if possibly pair will go back to this level again, then I'm going to place my painting order buy. Okay, so I'm definitely going to place the order here, and expecting the possibility of breaking it out, breaking this top and go higher. So it can go higher, for example, to this top, or maybe this level or something, but definitely, well, not definitely, but my, let's say 90% expectation that we are breaking out this top and going at least 30 pips, right? So maybe next top, which is around 50 pips, which is going to be enough for me to get my small profit. And so if it's going to go something like that, giving me another option to place my, the level sell stop order, if it will be looking like a little channel right from here. So then I will be placing also the sell pending order, because let's see, we can do something, yeah, it's like not exactly like break, but something like this, more like that. So if it will go something like that, from here is also, I would be expecting it finally trying to break these two bottoms, you see, and once again, if it will break those bottoms to go to the next level, so it could be another like 30 plus something, 40 pips, so a small possible profit to take, even though even it might go even further, who knows. So that would be a possibility, but at this moment I don't want to do anything, because pretty much you see from here it can continue the way down to this again, and maybe it will start to sit here first and give me, I don't know, maybe wherever next possible double bottoms, just a little bit of another channel, and then I would be looking at placing orders, of course, looking for a bit of a correction, possibly go back to this level again in even better distance go back. So we will see. At this moment, I'm just waiting for it and still looking into a possible, giving us this shoulder, right? Go back and giving, still trying to give that shoulder. But like I'm saying, it still might go down here and sit in this area, right? So that's a little bit of area I will not exclude. So it might go in something like that before something else will help to make pair a bigger move, go up higher or go down lower. So yeah, that's why no orders, just a bit of a waiting time to see where the pair goes next. This moment is a very small movement. Australian dollar, well, here we go, did exactly perfect movement. Remember, guys, showed you yesterday the orders were here, right? One was buy and one was sell exactly. I didn't have any channels, just placed the orders where it was, right? And so you see it moved up just as expected to the next level. Didn't want to go further. Well, doesn't matter. So I got my buy order. Actually, I also selling Australian dollar, but the one I gave you worked out perfectly fine. So I'm going to remove it for now. I don't need this. So what I'm expecting now, of course, from here now it's looking like a bit of possible double top, and the pair, of course, might continue the way down. At the same time, of course, for that movement, I would wait for a bit of correction, right? So it's always the same, guys. After one another move, it's either correction or consolidation, and so given the pattern, right, so pattern might look like a bearish or bullish flags. In this case, a bearish flag. Here it might sit consolidated, give us a wedge or a triangle, which would means it might again jump back up or continue the way down. So it just needs an accumulation, a bit of more accumulation for the next move. So that's quite easy. You see, at this moment I don't want to use this level again. I used this level to buy previously. Now I don't want to use it because you see, if it will go slightly in here and try to break up, it's only a very little distance to go. You see, like, I don't know, during like Asian session, even European session, you see it's only like 25 something pips. So that's why I need to, for it, if it will just decide to sit here and go a little bit nearer, then of course that would be the best part, right? So then it would be at least 30 plus, like 40 something pips to go back and give us that shoulder. And at the same time, it wants to break out and continue down here. That previous channel we had also a good distance. So you see the one and another 50-50 in the middle. That's what I like to do. So if not, like I'm saying, if the pair goes back to this level and start to sit a little bit here, then I will be again looking at something like what I did here, placing orders both directions, because here once again it might actually go back up, except now it could be a bit of a danger of not going all the way, but what it can do from here, just have a little jump and move only slightly. So something like this, you see, like 20 pips, like the previous little top. So that could be danger if it will go back up here, start to consolidate and go back into this area. So for example, then I would rather to wait for it to come here and then place the orders in this area, because from here I would expect it to break out up or slightly lower than that to go back down. But this moment, looking at this area first, if it goes further down here, right, both directions, placing orders. Right now I wouldn't place sell because of this level can be stopped, and here it's too close to that. And of course, if it breaks, goes to here, we also will see how it will go. Is it nicely will be going up, how sharp it will be, and then I'll decide what to do next. Pound yen also had a really nice move. You see, guys, we'll hear from the last night it jumped up, and then the news it jumped down back. I actually had both trades I placed in the evening, still for the night, and got this movement, and then I had a sell, and now pair is well, kind of break out this level again back into our previous flat area, right? At the same time, it was looking like a little bit downtrend. So still, we're not, while it's not breaking out, it might have a bit of consolidation and then resume the uptrend, right? Because we are kind of in the uptrend channel, and this could be just a bit of a corrective move of this jump, right? So from here, I would presume if it will sit in here and started to break out, then I probably would presume it will continue the way up. I mean, of course, not like that sharp, but who knows? But I would be seeing if it's resuming and going wherever it might go, something like that, but still would be inside the uptrend channel. So at the same time, I mean, even if it will go down here a little bit, still above the previous bottom and sit like something like this, I would still be 50-50 that it might go up and actually try to break down. So at the other on the other hand, this top end up a little bit below our previous little one, right? So if we will connect them, and it could be the first signs of changing the direction, right? So then it would be more like looking, it would want to go down. So yes, but at this moment it's a big time frame, and it's a little bit too early. Let's just see what's going to happen here during Asian session. I mean, will it give us maybe a little channel? I have that one, or maybe it will go a little bit higher. Who knows? Then I will be looking. So that's the area I will be looking for possible entry points. Of course, um, if it will go somewhere like sharp, somewhere in the middle will stop, then of course I will be looking at in this area for the next possible entries. Like I'm saying, it also can go up, and still break down and continue the way down. So uh, during Asian session, it might also go down, but there will be news tomorrow, right? So that's why I'm going to place the orders again both directions, okay? At this moment, I can't place them because the Asian session might fall a little bit further, so I'll be looking to play somewhere here. Maybe it will move and stop somewhere in the middle between one and another level, still good distances between them. So I'm going to wait for it and then place the orders both directions, waiting for those news to come. Like I'm saying, but it could be more dangerous tomorrow, not like today, because there will be two news, right? At one time and then later the other time. So that's why it could be jumps one direction and then move the other direction with the second news. So that's why be careful with it. But that's what I'm going to do. Okay, anyway. Euro pound didn't place the order just as I was saying. It's still, you see, came back actually in the area is expectation. At this moment, you see, guys, technically looking, it looks a little bit more like it's giving a bit of the bearish flag. And so expectation of the move continue the way down would be. So to be honest, it's nice to place a sale order from here, but with the news event, anything can happen. To be honest, I would still like for it to, like, sit a little bit in that area, for example, before continue the way up or down. I mean, still it's more looking like a good channel uptrend. Yes, the change in the direction from the big drop it's had, but still it needs a nice another second top for continuation. But like, I mean, these days anything can happen, and from here it might go all the way up, who knows, right? But still would be the better picture if it will finish that move and then started to go up and up and up again, slowly and nicely, not as sharp as it's been. So yeah, I mean, there are possibilities here to still place the orders. You see from here, if it's not going to move anywhere during Asian sessions, if the market news tomorrow, it might, jump and break this top, go higher, uh, and at the same time, it's a good distance, right? And also here, if it will move, so we will have more tomorrow the news somewhere. It's like early, like about 10 o'clock. First bunch of news for me, 8 o'clock for me. I think it's about 10 o'clock in my terminal here. You see, and then it's a good amount if it will try to break out this bottom and go further. So if the news are going to be quite strong, so it's pretty much expectation. Of course, if the news are not going to be too strong, then it could be just a slight move up and not breaking out this level, you see, and then it might just come and start to sit again into this area before it will decide to have a bit better move. That's why the euro pound is not moving as strong as like pound yen and the other like pound cross pairs. So that's why I'm not sure about it, because still euro zone is worse hit by coronavirus compared to pound, so that's why I still see pound a bit stronger than euro. That's why I don't expect big moves. I wouldn't be expecting, but I mean with the news event could possibly be. But I think I'm going to leave the pair again as it is. Okay, now we're going to look at gold. What's happening here? Not much of the movement. So from here, it was sitting above the level. It was actually walking on top of it. As you can see, guys, it's reacting quite a lot on the bonds. Uh, the way they move, it gave us quite a lot of wicks here. So and decided to go up, but still underneath the previous level, right where we were actually, where I was having my previous orders on buy. Of course, at this moment, technically looking, with all this picture giving me so many weeks and this is the bottom and trying to get up, I would say it was looking, would have looked quite more going towards up. But you see, once again, it's quite in the previous area, right? So that's why 50-50 here, it can break and go break that top finally, and at the same time it might reject and go down and break the bottom, right, and go further down. So that's why if I will have a look when the market will close tonight for gold and reopen. If it's going to stay maybe in this little narrow channel, after of course it will come down, I might probably place my orders, depending on the buy, except I don't really like to place orders like this on gold, very narrow channels, because you see from here it might have a jump up down and get me into some bad trades. But I'm going to use my recovery system on a bigger channel, on a bigger account, also with a smaller lot size. I can take a few losses before it will give a good move and get me out of the all those losses and cover them. So yes, I can expect it could be something like that, because it's very narrow. Uh, so I will see if I'm going to do so. But like I'm saying, for a little bit safer, because it's reacting so much on the movement with bonds, then maybe wait for the opening of the American session just to see where it's going to be. Because during the European session, it might make one move, and then the open American session, it can have absolutely opposite direction, right? With like those bonds, if they're not going to move anywhere before, it could make some movements after opening of America and moving of the bonds. So yes, a little bit tricky situation, because there is nothing else for gold, to be honest, in the news. I can't see anything is going on. That's why at this moment it's pretty much relying on the movements of the bonds. So yeah, that's it, guys, for now. My thoughts for tomorrow. Once again, the most concentration will be on pound pairs because of the news. And happy trading, everyone. I see you in my next video. Bye.